so we are creating our either electronic drum or drum set work. All right. So first and foremost, you could set it to whatever tempo you want, and we go from there. Click on Empty Project, press Choose, and we come up. Choose Software Instrument, the green one, because we are creating our own things, not using loops. All right. From here, Command K, get rid of that. Close this all out. We're going to go to our library. Our library is Y, which is over here. We're going to either choose drum kit or electronic drum kit. I'm going to use the drum kit for SoulCal since that's the only one you have. All right. From here, I'm now going to hold down Command and D 2 times. So now we have 3 of the same layer up there. We can press Y to get rid of this, so we have more work area. I'm going to double click on SoulCal, and I'm going to name it SoulCal Kick, because that's where the kick drum is going to be. I'm going to name SoulCal Snare, because that's where the snare drum is going to be. And then SoulCal Cymbals, all right, which hi-hat, crash cymbals, whatever you would like. All right. From here, all work happens by holding down Command in the work area. We hold down Command, and we change the cursor from an arrow to a pen. You're going to click in each one of these spaces to create a workspace. Go back up to kick drum. Always start with the bass pattern. All right. You can press E for editor to come down. We're going to be working in the piano roll. You could click the scissor, which is the same thing, or you could just double click in the green work area. All right. The kick drum is at C1. All right. So I'm going to put down a pattern. And then we could put the loop and bring the loop back over here. So that's called cycling. You could press C or click up here in the yellow. So now I'm going to double click in the snare part while this is running. The snare sound is going to be around here. Now I'm going to go to my hi-hat. Click in here. And the hi-hat is right around, go up to C1, in between, right in the middle, this area. These are your cymbals. Now I'm going to copy this, Command C, then Command V. All right. So now this is your first thing that you've done. It's pretty much done. The only thing that you need to do, so you have to create 3 4-bar sections. Now this is not 1, 2, 3. This is one thing. All right. So I'm going to go to this loop area and bring it over to measure 5. All right. So the way your project needs to look is this. And then you're going to create another 4 measures. And then you're going to create another 4 measures. But you're really only creating 1 measure and then looping it. So you're creating 3 measures worth of music, right? And then looping them so they fit in this process right here. This is what your project needs to look like, all right? Now, the second half of this project I'm going to show you is the use of automations in the editor only, not the main screen like we did before. In the automations in the editor, if you look up here in the piano editor or the piano roll, we have the automations button, show or hide automation. So we could press A or click on that. And what's going to happen in here is that you're going to have this first thing that pops up that says is note velocity. Now, note velocity in this case is going to be the rate of speed in which these notes are played, all right? So obviously, if the faster the speed of the note being played, the louder it is, the lower of it, the softer it's going to be, all right? So just for instance, I'm just going to get rid of these 2 because it'll line up well. I'm going to click on the notes that I want to bring out. Now, you could do anything. You could put it on the first one, the second one, you can put it on any one. It's going to give you a nice accent pattern, all right? So from here, what I'm going to do to those that I've already selected, I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it up, all right? I'm about to go to about 115. And then all of the other ones down here that I did not use, I'm going to bring them way down. All right? I'm about to bring them down to probably about 45. All right? You could do it any way you want. I'm just listening. I know how it goes. And I'm going to loop this little section. So now you hear that slight emphasis, and if you could tell, the difference is the longer the little white line inside here, the louder it's going, the more present it is going to be. The littler the line, the less present. So if you pull this all the way up to the top and pull that all the way down, it's going to really sound like just these are playing, all right? So that is note velocity, all right? So in note velocity, we can then go to set up any other things. Normally the snare, you're not going to do it much. Note velocity is probably going to be in the hi-hat cymbal area and the kick drum, all right? The next one you're going to use is going to be expression, all right? And expression is going to be like a volume increase, but it's only going to be for a measure, right? So it's going to put emphasis. So like if we want the main emphasis or the main expression to be these last three accents here, I'm going to click in just like creating an automation on the outside. And then I'm going to put a point at here and then a point afterwards so we can reset it back. So I'm just going to drag this up and another one here. So I want to emphasize this, and then it's going to drop off. So if you listen closely, it's going to give a little lift to that release and get away. You'll hear it so much better in headphones, trust me. So now we've done expression, and we have done note velocity. The only other thing that you could do that would work in this, and if you look, this is where your expression, see these bar graphs that are up here in this area? This is showing you the expression level, the amount of energy it's being used to get there, right? I would go into, double click up in here into this work area for your kick drum. I don't want that automation, close that off. We'll just, if you put an automation that you do not like, click on it, delete it. All right, just reset it to where it would be in the middle, delete it. So now I want to do all my editing down here. So you could do note velocity up here. So note velocity, like you might want to put a little bit of emphasis on this one. We'll leave the other ones where it is. You want it on the end of 2, and we'll bring these accents out so everything else underneath, we'll just feather that a little bit. Bring it down, it's at 80, let's go down to about 60. We'll listen to that real quick. Now add with this, we'll put these together. And then, once we're there, we're done with that. We play them all together. And there you go. Now, this is how to set up your project to create your own drum loops, all right? So when you send this to me, it's going to be sent the same way you send every other project. If you need to refer back to the video for how to master a track, that's how we're going to send it. Here's the thing. I sent you this video to help you create your drum loops. Please do not use my exact project. Understood? So you're going to have one 4-measure loop here, one here, and one here. All right? If there's any questions or anything that you need to know, please contact me, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Remember that this project is due Sunday night at 11:59. I will not accept. Actually, rephrase that. I will accept it until we come back into school. So if you get it done, because we're on spring break. If you get it done during spring break or at any point in time, I'll take it for full credit, but I will not accept it once we get back into school after spring break. All right? You guys have a great break. Hope all is well, and hope to see you happy and healthy when we get back.